Hello, hello, hello once again, and welcome to the Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer, and today my topic is three prisoners that told the truth. There were prisoners on the Maleah story. There were prisoners that already had given the information over, and they was discredited because they didn't act on it. They did not act on these prisoners, which are humans too. And if they had the answer to where that baby was, they should have went immediately to find that body before that body was dismembered like it was. That was really, really sad that they didn't go out when they first heard about the body being in Arkansas. That was really, really sad because possibly the baby's body could have came back to us in a whole form where her body could just be laid out so beautifully and buried properly. So I wonder, why didn't they do that? I mean, there's some reason to this stuff. Why did they wait until Quanell X um, came out with it that's what derionvence had told him? But come to find out, the prisoners were the first ones to come out with um, the answer to where that baby body was, and nobody acted on it until Quanell X went to visit Darion, and then that's when they went out and acted. But I did hear that about the cadaver dogs. They said that someone had went out prior to that. So what do you guys think? I need a little more information about that because this is just what I heard, and this stuff has to come to an end. It really has to come to an end. And also, I'm wondering who's going to get the reward money. But now, I understand if they're in prison, I don't think they could get any reward money. Do you? I don't think they can get any reward money if you're in prison. But the fact still remains that these three prisoners were the first to tell authorities where Maleah Davis' body was. I mean, and that was like, they said like 3 days prior to Quanell, or three days prior to them actually finding the body. And they said, I think some cadaver dogs or something went out and they couldn't find the body. So I'm kind of confused on that. So can you guys leave your comments and let me know, what do you think about the prisoners that actually came out with it first and told the authorities that where the body was, that derionvence had told them? So a lot of people are saying, well, how did he communicate with them? Well, everyone knows that if you're in prison, that word gets around. Being in prison, being incarcerated is almost like being out here on the streets. That news travels like, I mean, it goes all kind of ways. So-and-so said this. I heard that man passed this on. I mean, they have their little ways. You've even heard of drugs being passed through the prison system. So yes, they were able to get with Darion, and they said the body was in Arkansas, and they said where the body was. Now, nobody didn't hear about this stuff until just now. Why are they just now coming out giving these guys the credit? To whereas if they would have went in the very beginning when they first heard about it, Maleah Davis' body would be whole. And another thing I can't get over, oh, you guys, excuse me, my camera is crooked. I just, came on just real briefly just to talk about these three prisoners that actually gave up the information first. They were the first to give up that information. And then now about this derionvence saying that baby had pneumonia. Well, you know what? Remember when the father went to get the kids, to pick up both the kids, and he told the father, well, the baby had a cold and I wouldn't want you to catch it. So actually the baby could have been in there either dead, or he was going to kill her and then use that word pneumonia. Well, remember when I told you when you came by and the baby had a cold? Well, that cold turned into pneumonia, and she died from pneumonia. But how could pneumonia be an accident? You guys tell me. How could pneumonia be an accident? If that's the case, then Puff Daddy's twins' mother, they could say she had an accident. She died of pneumonia. But hers was serious complications because the doctors didn't do what they should have done when she complained that she had some problems with her pneumonia, and they didn't help her at all. So she died in her sleep. And if it was an accident, why didn't they call 911? If she died in her sleep, why didn't they call 911? Why? Like I said earlier, my brother died in his sleep. And who did they call? 911. That's who you call if somebody died in their sleep. You don't chop them up. You don't throw them away. You don't put them in a garbage bag. You don't do any of that. You don't lie and say somebody kidnapped you and took her, and you don't do any of that. The only thing you do is call 911. So I want to say congratulations to those prisoners, because they are human too. They are human. They are human. They are human, and they deserve to get their credit for saying what Darian told them. They deserve to get their credit. Now, I did think on one show, I did hear Quanell say that someone told someone in jail. So I think he did say that. However, no one acted. The authorities didn't act on it until Quanell actually passed the word to them. So that's when they acted on it, because of the fact that the credibility, and I'm not sure what these prisoners were in prison for, but when you put yourself behind bars and nobody wants to believe you for anything, even if you are innocent, they really don't. And you know what? I'm not here to blame anybody. Everyone's out here doing videos on this story because all we want is the truth. All we want is the truth about this baby, what actually happened to her, who actually did it, because it couldn't have been an accident because of the blood involved. And as I said, I had a brother that passed away in his sleep. There wasn't no blood in the carpet and everything like that. It wasn't no tissue in the sink. I mean, he died of a natural cause. And normally if God takes you away in your sleep, then that's pretty much just a natural cause. It's not an accident. And it doesn't leave blood all throughout the house, apartment, or whatever. So they're going to have to come up with something better than that. And I know a lot of people like what I say, and some don't agree, but I'm just sticking with what I see. And you may as well go after everybody, because the majority of the people see it the same way. If someone dies of an accident, you have no fear. You don't have to feel guilty, because the evidence will speak for itself when the cops get there. They know how to read evidence. They already know. They're trained for that. They have forensics for that. They know if it was an accident or if it was a natural cause of a death. So, if that really happened, Derionvence should have called 911 and not made up all of those stories. So if anyone's upset with me, you got to be upset with the world. You can't stop at one person. You got to go 2, 3, 4, 5 million trillions. You got to keep going, because the evidence speaks for itself. You can't keep lying on top of lies, because it's not going to help anyway, because the baby is gone. She died in the hands of alleged abusers, from what Brittany said, that he had abused the baby and he wasn't taking the baby to school. Now, if she come back and say that was a lie that Quanell said, then all they have to do is call the schools, and they can find out if that baby was at school or not. And the phone records, all of this stuff is going to show. They're just taking their time, but they're working on it. The truth shall prevail, everybody. It's going to come out. I don't care. If you kill a baby, you know you got to pay for that. If you are an accessory to it, you know you got to pay for that. Because who in their right mind would take up for anybody that killed a child? Or even if they say that child, it was an accident, then anybody else around that person should say, if it's an accident, no, don't discard that body. You better call the cops, because you're going to get in a deeper trouble. But if anybody was around that and they helped aid Darion to discard that body, they are just as guilty as he is. He and Brittany. Brittany is guilty for not protecting the baby. Darion is guilty for allegedly killing her. No one knows if she was molested. Now, someone said they heard something about molestation. And I think early on in the interview, I heard Quanell say that she said that he was bathing that baby and, against her will. So if you do that, you are molesting because that's not your child. You don't have a right to view a baby's body and to be rubbing down on a baby. That's not yours. You really don't. That's for that mother to do. That's for that baby's father to do. You are no blood kin. So another thing, when he was telling those, saying that those Mexican guys, oh, she's a cute little thing. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's a pretty little thing. All along, that's how he was thinking about that baby. And her mother couldn't see it because her mother was blind in love. Ladies, don't be that blind in love. Please don't. Kids are our future tomorrow, and we want them to be around so life can keep moving on. Please protect the children of our future. With that, I'm going to end my show, but what do you think about those prisoners turning in where the baby's body was? What do you think? Do you think they should have acted then, or do you think they acted at the right time? Or I feel that they should have acted then. That's my opinion because of the fact that the body would have been whole, perfect, wouldn't have been no tractors running over it, and the baby would have been just, oh my God. She would have been as beautiful as she was if he didn't do any dismembering to the body. And I'm not sure if he did or not, but the body was so, messed up from all those tractors and running over that baby. But just think, those 3 days were very crucial. Those 3 days were very crucial, you guys. They should have acted right away. They should have acted right away. Even if they tried to act right away, they should have known exactly where to go. Somebody knew where to go. When those guys said it in prison, those 3 guys, the prisoners that let it out the bag because derionvence told them, then they should have acted on that right away. Okay, I'm going to end my show. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you so much for tuning in to Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer, and I will be coming back with more of many topics, not just MALEAHdavis topic. It doesn't stop there. I just can't wait for this to be over. I can't wait for them to find out all the information that's necessary to let us know what happened to her, who killed her, and what actually happened. That's what everybody's waiting for. So I'm going to move on with other stories too. I'll be coming back with several stories, celebrity and variety. It's not just about celebrities, it's about what's going on in the world today. So please share your comments, click like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you so much. I thank all of my subscribers. You've been so nice for clicking on with me. And I'm just doing this because it's just a hot topic right now, and my heart is involved, and I feel for that little girl in heaven. It just really touched me, and so I just grabbed onto this story because it's something that everyone wants to know. We want to know what happened to 4-year-old MALEAHdavis. So I'm going to end my show. Click subscribe, and thank you once again for tuning in to Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer. See you next time. Click subscribe. Bye.